Kim, give me your thoughts on the Democratic race and where things stand now.
Well, Bernie Sanders is not going quietly into the South Carolina wilderness. I mean, everyone said he doesn't have a chance down here, but he came out very strong out of New Hampshire, and he's working very hard to get the minority vote down here. And he's actually, you know, as was mentioned earlier, there are a lot of South Carolinian voters who do not know him, but it is his opportunity, and he's not letting that pass.
Jamelle, you've been on the ground here doing some reporting. What have you found?
I found that, at least in this kind of rough area, that people are undecided, that precisely because Bernie Sanders is unknown and because there's a complicated relationship with Hillary Clinton and the Clintons in general. The 2008 primary was very divisive, and while a lot of people have been able to walk past that, others are still sort of like apprehensive. And so Sanders is being given space to make his case. I know that the Sanders campaign has hired staffers in rural parts of the state, and I think this could be very much underlooked. When people think about African Americans, they tend to think of them living in urban areas, but in South Carolina and throughout the South, there's large populations of rural Black Americans. And if Sanders is organizing in that world, then it really does, I think, change the game.
Hillary Clinton, Peggy, does well when she's up against a wall, is the argument. She's a fighter, and so now she's in a fight. Does that help her?
Well, you know what? I think the story here might be Sanders' momentum, but I don't know how big a story it is. Mrs. Clinton is winning where we are right now by 15 points, right? According to the latest battleground. That's a little smaller than what she used to be winning by. We are going to find out now if Bernie Sanders can take a chunk out of her support. We're going to figure out how much does she have to win by to look like a victor. I'm sure she'll work it really hard. This is important. I think South Carolina is where Mrs. Clinton tries to stop Bernie Sanders' momentum.
In the last 45 seconds, Dan, how nervous are they in the Clinton camp? There's reports of panic, and then there's, you know, more placid. Where does it really stand?
John, I talked to 4 governors on Friday, all of whom support Hillary Clinton for president, and I was actually surprised the degree to which they still see her on a path to win the nomination. They know that she has, you know, got beaten badly in New Hampshire. They know that the Sanders message has taken hold. They know that she has to make some course corrections, but they also believe that as we move farther into the calendar, it's going to be advantageous for her. I don't know whether they are being optimistic because they feel they need to be, or whether they genuinely believe that.
All right. Well, we'll see how it all turns out. Thanks to all of you for joining us here.